What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. I am the Guitarist 562 and I do video game guides and walkthroughs. And in today's video, we're going to go over the Gift of Valor for the Priest. As you can see, the Gift of Valor, for as long as you can remember, you have experienced or miraculously flashes of intuition and instinct during times of great danger. The Priest of Telerion described this phenomenon as blessing, the memories of a long dead hero magically gifted to a living recipient. How an orphan child would come by such a thing, however, was just such a mystery to you, to them as to you. Now, with that said, the very first skill is Divine Maelstrom. Now, Divine Maelstrom increases banishment damage by 50%, and when banishment hits an enemy, recover up to 50 holy power. So you can actually have more ways of actually regaining back your holy power. And that may not seem like a lot, but to kind of put things into perspective, banishment can do, massive amount of damage. On the low end, it'll do like 50k damage. So now add another 50%. So like 50, let's say on the low end, a 50k plus an extra 50%, which is another 25k. That's 75,000. Now for a PvP setting, for example, I'll hit someone for like 8,000. Now do that again with 50%. 4,000 plus 8. That's 12,000 damage that you can do with banishment. And I know that sounds like really bizarre, but when these numbers say these kinds of things, it means that exactly. Now the next skill is called Vigor Recovery. You can now hold up to 2 Blades of Retribution damages. If Blades of Retribution crits, Retribution skills besides Blades of Retribution have their cooldown reduced by 55% each time. So now, why would this be convenient? Now, let's read that again. If Blade of Retribution crits, Retribution skills besides Blades of Retribution have their cooldown reduced by 55%. So that means you would use your other skills first and then kind of bank on having your Retribution crit so you can get your other skills back quickly. So that means like you're just constantly going to be able to CC chain multiple skill sets, and that's kind of like dangerous because you're constantly going to be doing moves, and that's kind of scary as a priest, especially someone who's fighting a priest. And I'm always seeing this as in a PvP setting, but this can also benefit in a dungeon PvE setting as well. So this entire blessing is actually pretty nasty with all of the passives. No, this is trance. Trance literally grants yourself the trance effect on critical attacks for 6 seconds. Now, what is the trance effect? The trance effect can stack with the other critical chance and critical damage increasing effects. So let's read that one more time. Trance. The trance effect can stack with other critical chance and critical damage increasing effects. So unfortunately, I don't know how to answer this. I don't like talking on things I don't know about. But I wasn't able to really use this. I wasn't really able to analyze it. But this is basically what the Gift of Valor has to offer for the priest. So I'm sorry that I couldn't give you kind of like a little inside scoop as to what that does. Feel free to ask anybody on Facera or anybody else that played the beta, and not because this way you can ask them the proper questions. But again, I do apologize for not doing enough research. Now the next skill is Fury, which increases critical hit rate by 5%. Again, that's not a lot. It kind of reminds me of the other mage skill. But if you really think about it, if you run that blessing plus... see, I can't even say run Centurion's Command anymore because Centurion's Command gave you 7.5 critical hit rate, which is actually pretty dope on the big ring. But that is the entire Gift of Valor for the priest, for the PC update. Remember, everything is subject to change, but these are some of the cool things that I got to experience while playing these classes. But again, as always, guys, don't forget to follow the socials, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at the Guitarist562. Remember, I'm only doing these last bits of videos until August 6th. So I hope you guys enjoy the content until then. So I'll see you guys next time. And remember always to stay blessed.